Hey, good morning, everybody. AJ, the CEO here, and we are heading back to Greater Faith. I keep messing up Greater Faith and Greater Works, but this is Greater Faith. This is the one that we've been working on for quite a while, significantly longer than I really wanted to, but that was because we came across that electrical issue. The good thing is I think the only thing I really have to do is switch out the adapter that I have that came in to connect the PTZ and the controller that we switched out in the fellowship hall, and then I have two more pieces of conduit I just got to lay on the wall. We have the wire mat over here at the front door so that I didn't forget it to lay to cover up the wires, and then we need to troubleshoot what is going on with the wire that's going from the sanctuary all the way back. Now, I mentioned this in the video distribution type of video, as well as when we were talking about how we're going to connect the laser projectors at my home church. Thank you again for the person who told me that I can use the SDI 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the back of the ATEM Television Studio HD for program out. What I'm going to do is disconnect the SDI distribution that I have there in the sanctuary and come out from the ATEM the same way I have at my church. And that distribution box, I'm going to replace the old like JDI SDI distribution that's in the fellowship hall, and repurpose that to have a more in sync, because those are 3G. I want to just get a different distribution box there. But like I said, the main thing, do the conduit, do the wiring, find out what in the world is going on with that line that we ran. I got a new tester so we can test that, and we pretty much have to shut this one down today. We can't really drag this out any longer. And the good thing is we're 95% done. We just got to get a signal from the sanctuary to the back. And then my part is done. Mike is still going to work on the audio, but I literally only need 2 XLR cables from the new Behringer X32 that's going into that. So let me go over to Lowe's. I'm going to pick up some more cable just in case. I actually have a spool of cable, but that is for Mount Pleasant. I literally just came back from Lynchburg last night, dropped off all their stuff so I can have some more free space. And then we got to get about 65-inch 4K TVs, but I'm not going to get that here. I'm going to get that in Lynchburg. But let's get over to Lowe's, get that stuff, and then head down to Petersburg. All right, folks, we're here. We want to knock out all the easy stuff as best as we possibly can right now, because like I said, we only have 4 connections here, so we're going to connect that on the back of the ATEM, pretty much based off of the comment that someone showed me, and as well as I did it at my church and it works fine. I will repurpose this SDI distribution and replace the one that's in the fellowship hall. We are also going to put the rest of these conduit in place, and then I have the mat, and I'm going to shorten up all these cables to get this up out of the way. And yeah, once I do that, then we're gonna try and put a tester on these lines to try and figure out what in the world is going on with the phone, not the phone, with the signal to the fellowship hall. So let's get started. Alright, so we got the majority of everything here. I haven't closed this off yet because I need to find out which line is going to which is a little frustrating right now, because I'm not getting this signal. I'm getting the signal on these 2 TVs, but I'm not getting anything on the back. So let me migrate over here. I'm going to put a line tester on one of these so I can find out which one is which, and then we go from there. And I'm gonna move the SDI distribution, switch those out over in the fellowship hall. All right, we've switched out the old SDI distribution with the Black Magic one, and we are getting an image on all the TVs. I am now getting ready to head up in the attic, put this on the other end to control the PTZ up there. I already have the other one right here, which is just a different brand of the RS232 to Ethernet adapter, and which I've used at Reconciliation in about 3 churches now, so really cool. So let's head on up, and I need to terminate the other end of that white cable up there, and then just put electrical tape on the end so this doesn't come off, since there's no way to screw these lines together. All right, so I have that connected. Now let's deal with this. This white cable is the one that I have terminated that's coming from the sanctuary, and we're just going to trace it back to see where the signal ends. Right now we're getting ready to head up into the attic behind the sanctuary to see if the new cable that we pulled all the way to here is actually fine, because the only break in this cable is going to be right up there, and then from here all the way over to the attic is one direct line. All right, I'm getting nothing on this side, so this is the line that's going all the way. So let's re-terminate this here, this end, and then test again, and process of elimination. All right, I've tested every section of line. This white cable is fine. Everything from the sanctuary to the attic is fine. The issue I'm having is the line from the attic to over here. So the first thing I want to make sure is that I'm not connecting to the wrong line right here in the first place, and make sure that I am actually connected to the right thing. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull that cable up in the ceiling again, and then push this down, and then make sure I got the right line, and re-terminate it up in the ceiling, and then do another test. I think we got it, folks. Found out of all the new cables that I pulled and removing the old ones, I actually terminated the wrong coax that was coming all the way over. Plus there was a short, so I had to re-terminate the line that was coming back over here. So I'm getting a signal on here, and I didn't have it connected to the ATEM on here. So let's see what we get. All right, so there's my tester. Let's disconnect that and hook up to this line. And just like that, folks, let me get my happy dance on, because boom, there we go. We have our image over here from the sanctuary. Yay, yay. So also, I realized that the line that I had for the joystick, I actually terminated the wrong one as well. So I need to go back up there, terminate those, put a coupler, and then the joystick will work. And we're done in here. Yay. Guess what, folks? We are done. Yay. Let's go ahead and take you on a tour of everything. Let's start from the back, work our way over, and we go from there. All right, let's head over here to the media booth. Now, I want to say I am done. I'm going to say I'm 99% done. The mat that I got is not wide enough for all of these cables, so I'm going to have to get 2 more. Or I'm going to just see if I can get a very, very wide one that will cover up these other 2 cables that won't fit. And then I will move this one to cover the cables that are going to the TVs. But as you can see, we got our conduits here with a junction box if we need to get in there to make any changes. We have our multi-view here from the A10. If I had this to do again, I would put this in a small rack and get a rack mounted PoE switch that can be placed right here. But again, not a big deal. That can always be added. We have our custom presentation system running Presenter by Worship Extreme right now. This is our streaming PC. Both of the systems have the ATEM software. We have OBS set and configured for here to handle streaming, and that's the only thing this is going to do. And like I said, we got the multi-view, so we can, and we have our 2 cameras here. So if we bring back our software, and I've customized this to remove all the buttons that they're not going to be using. So we have our front and back right here. our joystick, we're going to go to camera number 1. And then this is the one that we can zoom in here. Oh, I didn't have y'all in here, but we can zoom that in here. And then we can come over and switch to number 2, the front camera. And do whatever adjustments need to be done from here. Alright. Now we also have this configured for our lower third. So if I come over here and this template that I have here with the 100th song, and I'll just pick this one. As you can see, if we were switching to it, that's what it would do. But we're going to come over here and get our DSK number 1, turn that on. And now we have scripture over top of our live video. We're probably definitely going to dial that in so that it stands out a lot more. Probably put a color behind it, or we can do bars or anything like that, but we can adjust that based off of what they want. And if we wanted to do full screen, we'd come over here and we would just pick this just like our source, just like it's a camera. So if we now switch over to our PC here, and there we go. All right, so this is all wired and everything like that. We have tested the speed, it's more than fast enough. But now, as we got this here connected, Mike is going to be switching this out with an X32 compact once I get out of his way. And we'll come back to tweak the sound because 2 XLR cables are going to go into the ATEM for sound. All right, so now, as you can see, we got our 2 front TVs showing Worship Extreme, presented by Worship Extreme, excuse me. And then that's also the back. We've got a conduit up there hiding the cable, and everything is good. So now let's move over into the fellowship hall. And as you can see, we're getting our feed on all 4 TVs. Ultimately, I think they're going to repurpose this one and probably hang that TV there, but that hasn't been decided on yet. All right, so if we step up here, we are bringing in the sanctuary into input number 1. And I do not know why this will not accept program preview. I'm probably going to take this over back and hook it directly up to the system, the computer over there, to configure it. Probably needs an update. But anyway, we switched to input number 2. Now we are going to the PTZ that is hanging from the ceiling here. All right, so the way this will work, if this was going to be an overflow, they go to input number 1, turn the audio in. Now the audio is coming from the sanctuary, that's coming from the ATEM, and we'll go through the TVs. We're still trying to figure out, Mike is still trying to figure out the connection, the line that's going to the audio here, so he's probably going to have the same issue like I had with how they ran cables over here. So pulling audio from the TV is going to be a temporary fix until they get the audio. But whenever they want to go and just have something here, everything would just be pulled from here, and now we can have this. We also have, I left another cable here if they wanted to hook up a laptop to this to do presentations or something like that. We have the SD distribution box. We still have 4 more outputs available. So if they do decide to hook this TV up here, we could mount it up here, and we just got to get another SDI to HDMI converter and we'll be good. So I'm gonna disconnect this and carry that over to the computer so we can get it dialed in with a USB cable, and we go from there. So, oh, and obviously we do have the joystick here that's gonna move everything. So if we zoom in here, and we're gonna make some movements here. So you can see we're doing all of our motion from here. And because of the way we did this one, we switched this out with a direct line. So this is not over network. This is a direct RS-232 connection that's going directly, well, converting to Ethernet and then converting back, and that's what's connected to the camera right there. So yay. So let me disconnect this because we don't need this to have power. This is not its final state. We're trying to decide how this is going to be laid out. I have enough cable that I can make to where this can be moved anywhere as long as there's an outlet, and then technically the same thing can happen up here. We might need to get a longer cable for the feed to the sanctuary, but there still is a bunch of fiber HDMI cable that's up in the ceiling that can be pulled down. That's a 100-foot cable. So you got plenty of space if we want to move the ATEM anywhere. So all right, that's it. It has been a journey, folks, but thankful we are here. Everything is all done. Like I said, I got to come back and do a mat, but I'm gonna order that once I get in front of my computer. But again, thank you so much. Greater Faith. It has took a lot longer than we thought because of the issues with the cabling and the conduit and electricity and all this other stuff, but we got her done. So thank you so much. Appreciate y'all coming along and watching all these videos on doing this. Hopefully this will give you some insight on what you may run into when you're running this, setting this up for yourself, or just giving you some tips to see that, hey, everything doesn't always work perfectly, and how can you think on your feet and get stuff done. So again, thank you so much. A link is down below for every single thing that we used in this install. And I've updated that. Well, I need to update that for the revisions that we've had to make. But let me know if you have any other questions. And if you want a consultation or anything like that to see if I can help design something for you, or maybe even come out, do a on-site and maybe even an install, check down below, ajhomes.com/consultations, and me or D will get back in touch with you and we can set up something. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell, that way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We will see you on the next video. Later.